What's, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another Out of the Cage podcast. I'm Alec.
I'm Harley.
This week we're going to go over the fight night with Jessica I and who else was it?
Cynthia. Yeah, Cynthia Calvillo.
We saw a lot of good things on that card, not just in that fight, but we're going to go over Amanda Nunes. We are going to go over UFC 251 a little more in detail than we did last week, going over bets. And there's a problem with the Aldo fight that I'm seeing. I don't know if it's Dana's call or what's going on, but we're going to go over that too. We're going to go over what's next for Sean O'Malley, how thick Paulo Costa's looking, and Aljamain Sterling. We hope you guys have had a good week. Did you have a good week, bro?
It's been a week, dude.
A week?
It's been a week. Honestly, been looking forward to doing this all week, just to be honest.
I'm really enjoying it, man. I really am.
I don't know if you guys enjoy this, but I think we said it in the last episode. This is something we love to do. We do this every week anyway, whether we record it or not. We call each other and talk all week long about this stuff, so we're pretty pumped.
So how the podcast got started, man, we probably call each other, 3 times a week?
At least, man.
And talk for hours on the phone about just what's going on in the UFC, and we figured it would be something we can bring to you guys. Like I said last week, guys, it's just casual. We hope you guys enjoy it. If you have questions, let us know. If you have comments, let us know.
Yeah.
If there's something you want us to talk about, any topics, let us know.
Yeah, and give us your feedback too.
Absolutely.
We really need feedback right now, and if you're enjoying it, share it, because we're trying to get out there. You know, we're just starting out, so any comments, feedback, anything like that, support, whatever, we would love to have it.
I guess we'll just jump right in.
Yeah, man, let's dive into it. What you got?
So I got Robertson versus Vettori.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The grappling in that fight was insane. There was a point in the fight where Robertson kicked off the cage and they rolled across, dude. Really good transitions. Robertson didn't end up pulling it off, but I do like he went for it, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know if you've been following Vettori and Robertson.
I haven't.
Dude, they've had a beef going for a couple of months now.
You could tell.
They were supposed to fight back in Jacksonville, and Robertson missed weight and then pulled out of the fight.
I remember.
And
that.
Vettori had that big blow up in the lobby there, and was calling him out like, "Let's fight right now, bro. Like, let's just do this thing."
He didn't care about the weight, did he?
No, he was going to fight him anyway. So Robertson comes in, misses weight again. Vettori is not happy, as you can imagine.
Now, see, here's my thing, man. You do this for a living, right? You're in the UFC, you're at the top of the thing. How are you missing weight, bro?
Absolutely.
You've been doing this for, I'm assuming, years.
And it happened on the same fight night, bro.
It's
Jessica I missing weight. The same thing. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. I don't see how you can be a professional, get paid money to do this job, and then not do it. It just doesn't make sense.
And the thing, I think that, so I see both sides, right? Obviously, you shouldn't be missing weight. There's no reason for it. You're a professional. Be good in your field. At the same time, there's such a big gap in between weight classes. I would like to see classes every 10 pounds so these guys aren't cutting weight like this. We've seen some ugly weight cuts, man, and that's dangerous to your body. That's
it is. It's very hard.
It's not good.
Yeah.
I mean, if you walk around at, I don't know, for example, Kamaru, he's probably 602 pounds, but whatever. But you know he's dropping a lot of weight, man.
He cuts a lot.
And I get it, but I don't think you go into a fight as strong when you do that.
The kind of the way I look at it is, maybe I'm wrong here, I don't know, but what I think about it is, to an extent, you want to cut all that weight to try and get into a lower weight class. Okay, that makes sense. You know, you'd be fighting guys smaller than you are, so you would have some kind of an advantage there. The problem that I see with that is everybody does that now. everybody is trying to go as low as they can possibly go to get that advantage. So in my mind, it evens out. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but that's just the way that I look at it. And I think that's why we end up seeing a lot of these guys have trouble making weight, and then they end up going to a bigger weight class because it's just too hard on them. They just can't pull it off. And I don't know that we saw that with Robertson. In my opinion, I think Robertson was a little intimidated by Vettori, and I think he was trying to come in a little heavy just to have that edge. That's just my opinion. You're welcome to challenge that, but seeing everything I saw from Jacksonville forward, that's kind of what I thought about all that.
And the thing is, man, Vettori has that high motor, man. That's, for a lot of these new guys, I could see that being intimidating. That really in-your-face kind of
Oh, yeah.
Conor McGregor attitude towards things.
Yeah.
All in all, good fight though, man.
It was a banger.
Vettori's ground and pound looked great. His just attempts, he was constantly going for the neck, going to put him out, and we see that in a lot of, like your Justin Gaethje's, not necessarily in grappling, but in striking, they go for it. While that is risky, it can go really good or really bad, and a lot of times you get lucky, man. Especially when they're newer like that. I think that makes a big difference.
Yeah. I like Marvin Vettori, man. I like what I'm seeing. I'm excited to see him take on some top competition. I really am.
His half sleeve is sick.
Yeah, dude's got sweet tattoos.
But then we got Ivy versus Aguilera.
That was I'm not going to say it was a great fight. It ended pretty quick, but I like what I saw out of Aguilera, too.
So, before I get on Aguilera, Ivy's leg kicks looked pretty good, man. They looked hard. But the striking I saw from Aguilera, man.
Yeah.
Bad intentions behind him, crisp, solid hits.
Yeah.
Pressure, a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure. Stayed right in his face, right in the phone booth the whole time. But he was able to kind of pick and pop. He would, he kept the pressure on him, but he was in that distance where, those punches just aren't reaching. You can't get to him. He managed it really, really well. Really well.
Saw a lot of good things from Aguilera. He's another guy. And that's, the biggest thing I've seen out of a lot of these fight nights that we've been having recently is you're seeing a lot of these guys that are not pay-per-view guys yet, but they're up-and-comers or they're just now getting their starts and they're putting on these great performances.
Right. Yeah.
And Aguilera is definitely one of those guys. He had a fantastic night, and once again, I'm excited to see where he goes.
What is it, Josephine?
We got Josephine being
Sorry about
wild.
that, guys. I guess we'll talk about Nunes next. I'm going to keep this one really quick.
Yeah, you guys pretty much already know what all's going on there.
She's unreal, bro.
Yeah.
And I would say I'm not a big fan. I mean, obviously, I respect what she does. She's the best at what she does. But to me, watching her fight isn't fun anymore. Every fight she has, I'm just like, oh, yeah, there she goes. Another knockout. The wrestling's crazy.
She's almost got like that GSP effect,
Yeah.
It's like, who else are we gonna feed to her,
And the John Jones effect. Like,
yeah.
You get all these people that you think can beat her, but
She's just so dominant. It's hard to get excited about it, Like, I don't get excited to watch John Jones fight anymore, and I haven't for a while.
Madison Ngannou fight coming up.
I'm a little light on that. We'll save that for later. I'm a little light on that.
Okay.
But something for another podcast, maybe.
Let's talk about Aljamain Sterling.
He looks
What are your
fantastic.
Buddy, he's
He looks
nasty.
fantastic against Sandhagen.
Who, guys,
No joke.
that boy is nasty.
JoJo.
The thing I like about Aljamain Sterling is
JoJo, quit.
let me go
Sorry,
check that out.
guys.
Sorry, guys, I'll be
It's
right back.
wild.
I'm still listening.
We got his dog outside, and JoJo is very antisocial. She's not about it. Doesn't like it. He cool.
Yeah, he's cool.
Anyways, you guys, Sandhagen is no joke. A lot of guys, a lot of your big podcast guys like Chael Sonnen, I think I've heard Joe Rogan say it a couple of times. Schaub said it. Sandhagen was the dark horse of that division. Everybody was picking him to come out on top, honestly. I mean, there's a lot of people saying he was going to win that fight.
Now, see, here's my issue with those weight classes. They don't get enough of the star effect.
Yeah.
Guys, let's be honest. Aljamain Sterling, Chael said it best. He has the face to be the face of the UFC, man. He has brought a lot more of the black community in, and I think that's great for sports. You know, it really, you know, NFL, everybody connects over football, everybody connects over this. And the more we have to connect over, the better the world is, guys.
Yeah.
The more you connect with somebody, the more you have the ability to love them. And I think that's awesome. And I think if somebody can do that in the UFC, great.
That's something we've seen, like with Wei Li,
Yeah,
bringing the
absolutely.
Chinese market in, you know, people getting excited about the UFC over there, which they have won and stuff in that part of the world. That's a whole different can of beans. But like you're saying, it's just great to see more communities and more, what's the word I'm looking for? Cultures. Yeah, more cultures getting involved. Because like you said, the more the better. And it's only going to help things, is my opinion on it.
It's crazy to me that fighting can bring people together,
Yeah,
you know?
right. You would think that would be so divisive, but it's really not. People love it.
And that's awesome. That's what I think in every sport. That's a goal.
JoJo.
So we got Aljamain Sterling. We're gonna save Jones and Ngannou, guys.
Oh, I didn't realize you had that on there.
Yeah, I think we should save that until we
You want
really
to?
get something.
Okay.
I think
Cool,
Jones. You know, we're in a quarantine, man. We're in a crisis.
Let's do it, man. Let's just do it.
All right, go
Let's
ahead.
get into it. So, I kind of see both sides of the coin here. I can see Jones wanting more money for that fight. I understand that. And before you get mad at me, you got to realize he's fighting or wanting to fight the scariest dude that the heavyweight division has probably ever seen. I mean, the man cuts weight to make 265, and he's not fat at all. If you think I'm lying, check out his Instagram.
And the thing with Ngannou, man, it's not like he has a right hand that'll put you down or a cross. He touches you and you're sparked.
Yeah,
You're seeing stars.
yeah. It's like Joe Rogan says, man, he's got the touch of death.
And when you're at that weight, the smaller guys, you don't really. It's not as, I guess, detrimental to their career. But a 265-pound man with that kind of power hitting you,
Yeah,
I can really ruin you.
yeah. Serious damage.
The problem I see with this fight, and I think you'll agree, Ngannou only has one way to win, and that's a knockout.
Yeah,
He's not going to outstrike Jones, not going to outgrapple him. Jones can win anywhere. He has the power to put somebody out. We don't know at that weight, but Jones is looking thick, and he's looking strong. He's a power lifter. He looks good. And his ability to mitigate damage is, because Dominic Reyes is the same way. He'll put you
yeah.
out.
He's got that knockout power. He really does.
So like I said, we'll have to see on that one. I'd like to look into it a little more, see the odds, see what's going on with that.
To kind of finish my thought, I didn't really play that all the way out. Like I said, I could see wanting more money. I touched on that. I also understand that we are in a pandemic and the economy's not great right now. Well, I mean, let's be honest about it. So right now is really not the time to be asking for that much money, or however much money it was. It doesn't matter. Whatever number it was, obviously nobody can agree on it. Doesn't matter what it was, okay? But now is not the time to be trying to renegotiate contracts, is my opinion, just to be quite honest, because there's a lot of people out there that are lucky just to have jobs right now, let alone be begging for raises. But that's, just my opinion.
It's hard. See, I agree with you shouldn't be asking for a raise right now, but I also think Dana needs to do a better job of communication. I don't know. Eventually, we might get into this whole pay thing. It's not really something I think you guys are interested. If you are, so what's going on is there's not enough communication between the fighters. They don't know what their pay is. Me and him are in the same weight class. He could be making $500,000 a fight. I'm still making $70K, but I'm the number 1 seed and he's the champ, or so on and so forth. There's just a lack of knowledge there, and that's what's going on with Masvidal right now. Like I said, another time, another podcast.
Yeah.
Conor, we talked about it last week. The reason we're going to be talking about Conor a lot, it's not because we're fans. He keeps it interesting. Everybody wants to know what's going on with him.
Yeah.
Who do you want to see him fight?
Oh man, that's tough.
Everybody?
Anybody, just to be completely honest. I'd watch him fight a hole in the ground, just to be honest with you. I mean, I feel like there'd be something to see there, but
Yep.
I think Tony Ferguson posted on Twitter something about McNugget Monday or something like that. You guys know Tony's Twitter it's honestly the best thing you've ever seen.
It's a funny place.
It
his
really
Twitter.
is. If you need a good laugh, head on over to Tony Ferguson's Twitter page or his Instagram, any of his social media accounts. It's great. I would love to see Tony Ferguson and Conor. That would be a fantastic fight to watch, I think. I mean, obviously Tony Ferguson can take a punch, so, you know, Conor puts people to sleep, but can he put out Tony Ferguson? He couldn't put out Nate, so I don't know, man. That'd be interesting.
I don't like Conor at 170, man. I said it before, I'll say it again.
I do and I don't, man. There's like the Cowboy fight. I think the Cowboy fight was really good. That was a good idea. But they're 255 pounders that just agreed to fight at 170. That's how I look at that.
Yeah.
I don't really see Cowboy as a legitimate 170 pound guy. I mean, sure, he may walk around north of there, but he looks the best in his career at 155.
Exactly.
And I think Conor's the same way. I think Conor looks the best at 155. What do you
But
think?
I don't think he's gonna go. So who I would like to see, honestly, man, Masvidal and Conor.
Yeah.
You know, we all like those bangers, those just go out, go to war, and they're both war ready.
Yeah.
My only concern, right? He stays at 170. I don't see him beating Usman if he gets a shot.
No.
I don't think you let him fight Gaethje at 55.
Not
Gaethje
until,
deserves that shot.
yeah, not until Gaethje and Khabib. If Gaethje comes out over top of Khabib, then that's a different conversation to be had. But
Right.
as far as right now, Gaethje's definitely got to fight for that title first. He's definitely got to fight Khabib first.
He's been put off and put off and put off, and
Yeah.
it's time. It's time.
Yeah. Gaethje showed up, beat Tony Ferguson. He said, "What's up, guys? I'm here. I'm ready for my shot."
Didn't just beat Tony.
Yeah, I mean,
That was hard to watch.
it was. It hurt my heart. I'm a big Tony Ferguson fan. I love Tony Ferguson. And that was a hard fight to watch. It really was.
So the next question, I don't know if we really touched on it in the last podcast. I'm sure we did a little bit. But like I said, we want to go a little more in depth. Sean O'Malley. I've been watching him since the beginning.
Yeah.
What do you want next for him?
I think, I don't know. It's hard for me to really decide. He's been talking about Cody Garbrandt. He would beat Cody Garbrandt. I don't want to see that. Not right now. And I think Dana White said something about that earlier this week, that he needs to see Sean fight a few more times before we set up a Cody fight. And I kind of agree with that. At least one more, I think. Fight a top 10, top 5 guy. If you have another really impressive performance, then I don't really see how you could argue that he couldn't fight Cody and have a chance at winning. But
Cody's no walk in the park, bro.
No, man. Cody's a tough outing for anybody. What about you? What do you think?
So, do I believe Sean O'Malley could beat Cody? I do. I really do. I don't know if he's ready for that kind of pressure. And I don't know if I haven't seen a lot of his ground game. I'm I'm sure he has good jiu-jitsu. He's nice and long, could get those chokes in. I want him to fight Marlon Vera.
Yeah.
He is the ultimate idea of a gatekeeper in that division. You want to be the top dog, you got to run through him, and he's coming to fight you. He's coming to hurt you. My thing with Sean O'Malley is he has star power, man. He's interesting. He's a cool dude. He can fight. He puts people out. He does it in a way that makes him look. He makes people look like they shouldn't even be there.
Yeah.
Guys that are really good fighters.
I mean, look what he did to Eddie Wendland, man. And he is a serious veteran.
And he'll put you out.
Yeah.
He'll put you to sleep.
It's so weird to me, man, because he's so just long and lanky. But dude, when he puts people to sleep, they go to sleep.
It's just, I don't know, that real hands down, just boom, boom, that karate style fighting. Well, man, it's a show.
It is the sugar show, man. It's real 2.0.
That's a scary dude, bro.
Yeah, he is. He really is.
What do we got next? O'Malley. So we're gonna go to middleweight for see. I only have Paulo right here. Let's talk about Whitaker and
Oh man.
So right now, Paulo's walking around at 230 pounds.
Thick boy,
bro. Not to mention, he's never the small guy in the fight. Just not.
Let's just chime in here. That's a 230 lean. He's not a chubby boy at 230. Okay, this guy looks like
shoulders
an Abercrombie model at 230 pounds. He fights at 185, y'all. What?
The shoulders on him, bro. He's just a big human.
It's incredible. I don't know how in the world he makes middleweight. I really don't.
No, we don't know when that fight's gonna be. Can he drop that weight in the however big of a notice he gets? That's a lot of weight, dude, especially when you're not, when you don't have the body fat.
Yeah,
that's a big cut, man, especially when he's however tall he is. He's like 6'2", 6'1".
I think. I'm wanting to say like 6'1", maybe.
Yeah. Regardless,
dude's huge. Yeah, whatever. However tall he is, he's huge.
So the problem with that, right? He's cutting all that weight to fight Izzy, who has arguably the best movement in the UFC right now.
Yeah.
I know you guys probably are. We've seen a lot of new fights. You're forgetting about Izzy. He hasn't fought in a minute.
Izzy's no joke.
Bro, the accuracy, the way he kind of floats off that back foot and just sticks. Boom.
Yeah.
I talk about it all the time. The ability to roll into punches, right?
Yeah.
You roll off of it and bring that power, their power they're using, into you. Izzy's the best of that, man. Honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly. What was the other fight I said? Oh, we got Yoel and Robert Whitaker is in the works. Or Darren Till.
Yeah, Darren Till. Yeah. I'm pumped for that, man. I love Darren Till.
So, middleweight's been a little lax for a minute.
Until Izzy, I would argue.
Yeah.
Izzy made it interesting again, I think.
Get ready for some wars in that weight class.
Yeah. Big stuff coming.
There's not a lot of guys that want to, lay around, and there's some guys that come out there to go to war. Yeah. Your Robert Whitakers, your Romeros, your Darren Tills, your Izzy's, your Kelvin Gastelums.
Didn't he drop to 170?
I'm sure he would take the right fight.
I think he did. I'm pretty sure he did. I think he's actually got a fight coming up. I don't remember. There's been too many fight announcements lately.
So many good ones,
I can't keep up with them all.
There's so many good ones, man. And that's why you guys got to stay tuned in. If you have a fight you want us to talk about that we didn't, comments coming down below.
Drop it in the comments. We are more than happy to talk about it. This is just stuff that we've noticed, that we're excited about,
Oh, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Big Calvin Kattar guy. I've seen him as everybody said, is the dark horse of this division for a while, and you guys are finally starting to see it. What his ability to just, I don't know, that distance he can manage and putting elbows in, like the last fight we saw with Jeremy Stevens. Incredible, dude.
Yeah.
What do you think about him and Ige?
I'm excited about it, man. Calvin Kattar, like he said, I'm a big Calvin Kattar fan as well. I love watching Calvin Kattar fight. That said, I like Dan Ige too, man. Dan Ige's he's a contender for sure. That's gonna be a good fight. It'll be a war, I think. I mean, it's gonna be something good. I mean, Calvin Kattar's obviously coming off a big win over Jeremy Stevens. That knockout finish was incredible.
Tough guy to knock out.
I gotta say, just as impressive as Dan Ige going the distance with Edson Barboza and coming out on top. I mean, that...
And I think a lot of people forget what Barboza does to people.
Yeah, Barboza, like, if you just need a refresher, go look up Edson Barboza's highlights. The dude is a killer. Killer.
He's got that Marlon Moraes kind of striking with those kicks.
Yeah, he's real kick heavy.
It looks normal. It looks like he's been doing it since he was a kid.
Yeah. It's fantastic. I love it.
And going the distance with somebody who will put you out like that's tough.
Yeah.
It's really tough.
Barboza is not an easy night out for anybody in any division, whether it's 155 or now he's at 145. Nobody's having a good time fighting Edson Barboza.
He was a gatekeeper for a long time, man. He makes you know if you're ready or not.
Yeah. He's one of your veterans. I mean, he's been in the game for a while.
And he's one of the most dangerous fighters I've seen.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to talk about before we get into the meat and potatoes?
Meat and potatoes. I don't know. Well, let's do this. Who you got? Till or Whitaker? Before we really move off, who you got?
So here's my issue. I'm not sure yet. The thing with Robert Whitaker, to me, he's more consistent. Darren Till, he's either, I forget who he's fighting, he's either scared to come out or he comes out like a freight train. I don't know how to call that. Darren Till's the bigger guy.
Yeah.
I gotta go Darren Till, man. I
don't know, man. I like Robert Whitaker. I love Robert Whitaker, but I don't know, man. I think Darren Till definitely has the motivation, or the not the motivation, the momentum. I think he's definitely got the momentum coming in. Whitaker's coming off his loss to Adesanya.
Yeah.
He hasn't fought since, has he?
Mm-mm.
I didn't think so.
But is that going to make him more hungry?
It could. It could go both ways. It could really go both ways.
And the thing is, we don't know how Darren Till's going to come out.
Yeah.
It's either really good or really bad. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
What else?
I don't know. I mean, that's.
Who was the other fight? Yoel and who?
Oh, I don't remember.
Yoel and I have it wrote down. More of the story: I'm not betting against Yoel. I don't like what he did with Izzy. I think that was
bad game plan. It's just a bad game plan.
It was dumb.
Yeah. Even more dumb that he didn't adapt in the middle of the fight. He just kept trying to do the same thing.
And then to complain about losing. Yeah.
Come on, man.
But you will. Once in a blue moon, I might bet against him, but nah.
I'll say this: I didn't bet against him in the Adesanya fight. Mm-mm. And I knew coming into that Adesanya was dangerous.
Yeah. Very dangerous.
I mean, what he did to Whitaker was impressive.
Yeah.
But Romero, dude, he flips that switch.
He's just so strong, dude.
Yeah. He's one of those guys a lot like Ngannou. He's got that power. He'll put the lights out.
Man strength.
Yeah. He'll put the lights out.
Anything else you got?
Let's what we got Saturday night, Blades and Volkov. You want to hit that for a second?
Yeah.
Who you got in that?
Here's my issue. Curtis Blades, the only person to call his number is Ngannou, right?
Mm-hmm. Twice.
The thing with don't bet against Ngannou, guys. The thing with Volkov is he's got great, underrated but great takedown defense.
Yeah.
He's hard to take down, which is where Curtis Blades shines. Obviously, he's a great striker. My issue with Volkov, he's that long and doesn't really use his jab enough. Doesn't use his ability to make distance, which I think against a guy like Curtis Blades is something you need to do. You need to keep him off your legs. He will get you down. I don't know, man. Who you got? It's tough call.
It's tough. I'm gonna go with Blades, man. I think Blades can do it.
He's been a force.
Yeah.
He's been a force.
Like you said, the only guy that's pulled his numbers been Ngannou, and
very understandable.
I mean,
it's
with Ngannou, how do you?
What do you do?
There's been one dude that's done it, and it's been Stipe. So, well, DC did too, didn't he? Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, I think Chael was talking.
But
about
that was new. They were both.
Yeah,
Ngannou isn't the fighter.
Yeah, Ngannou's a lot better of a fighter now. But you know, Blades, he's pretty good, guys.
Tough night out.
He's pretty good.
Tough night out. But so is Volkov.
Yeah,
Man.
Volkov is. I mean, he's been in the top 5 forever now.
Another gatekeeper.
Yeah, and let's be honest. If you guys watched him fight Derek Lewis, he was winning the whole fight.
Handedly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was winning the whole fight.
Yeah, that was. But that's where the power comes in with John Jones. 13 seconds left. Derek Lewis puts him out. The Deontay Wilder effect.
Yep.
What other fights are there?
I don't know, man. There's been so many. Like
There's
I've
a
said
lot.
a couple of times, there's been so many come out lately. I can't keep track. We could dive into 251 though.
You want to?
Let's do it. Let's just do it.
Go ahead and start it off. We're going to start with Usman and Burns. I'm going to go check on my pup. If you've seen him on my Facebook, he's very cute. Yeah, man, go ahead and get
Check him
started.
out. Atlas Dog. Anyway, guys, I gotta say, I'm super excited for Usman and Burns. I've been running my head trying to figure out who is going to be able to compete with Usman. And other than a rematch with Colby Covington, and you guys can be light on that, or you really want to see it or whatever, I feel like that's a fight that does need to happen. But short of that, I don't know who can compete with Usman. And then all of a sudden Gilbert Burns shows up, does the same thing to Tyron Woodley that Usman did. And I gotta say, I don't know, man. This is gonna be a really tough fight. Not to mention, these guys are teammates. They train together. So it's gonna be interesting. I don't know who to call in this one, to be quite honest. I really don't. I don't know who to call.
So I got a bunch of my bets here. My highlighted ones are who I'm betting on. And here's where my thoughts come into. This is what I mean we're gonna dive deeper in. So the thing about Gilbert Burns, he's beat Alex Oliveira, he's beat Pacheco, Gunnar Nelson, Damian Maia. Gunnar Nelson and Maia, probably 2 of the best grapplers you can find right now, especially Damian Maia. The thing with Damian Maia, right, is no matter where you're at on the ground, you're in trouble. And for Gilbert Burns to eliminate that effect is super hard to do. Here's where my argument for Usman comes in. Usman is a incredible wrestler, and Burns only stops about 50% of the takedowns. And what that means to me is Usman's going to take him down if he wants. And I also think Usman's a better striker. But I never count out the dog, because Gilbert Burns, bro, he's here to win.
Yeah, he shows up to fight.
All the numbers really say, it's going to Usman. That's who I'm betting on. As far as significant strikes go, they're pretty much even. Gilbert Burns takes 3.1 strikes and Usman takes 2.6. Their striking defense is about the same. So if we have a stand-up fight, obviously, I think it's going to be great. If it goes to the ground, you don't count Gilbert Burns out, bro.
Yeah.
You don't count him out.
He's got world-class Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
World-class.
And then, like I always say, size matters, man. Usman's huge.
Yeah.
Huge, but
So
Burns is
big.
big, but Usman is
So
like,
big and
massive.
strong. So big and strong.
So if you're going to bet on this, my bet is Usman. Who you got?
I don't know, man.
Coin toss?
I guess. I don't know. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to take Burns. Just to be different, because I think he's going to be the underdog, and I'm pretty sure the betting odds reflect that right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Burns, man. Just because. You never can count out the dog. And it depends on, there's all the intangibles everybody wants to talk about, and it comes down to who shows up come fight night.
Right.
I really think that's just going to be the most defining factor, is who's going to show up.
Now, we haven't seen Burns. I mean, I'm sure we have a little bit. But Usman will drag you to the deep water.
Yeah.
He goes the distance a lot.
That's something to
and
take into
very
account,
well.
is Burns, his only 5-round fight was the Tyron Woodley fight. That's the only time he's ever been 5 rounds.
Usman does it a lot.
Yeah,
And-
we've seen it a handful of times with Usman.
And his power carries, like even against Colby Covington, we saw him.
Yeah, late in the fight, he was still able to put him away.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I'm going Usman. You're going Burns. So we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
we'll see what happens.
The fight I'm most excited about, Volkanovski and Holloway.
Yeah, that's my pick of the night right there. I'm so excited for that fight. I've been saying it since they fought the first time. We need to see it again, and we're finally getting it. It's been a while, but I'm ready for it. It's going to be great.
I'm going to start by saying I love Max Holloway. As a person in and out of the ring, he's a great dad. He's just a good human. And I think that's somebody I can really be a fan of. But this isn't a who's a good human contest. This is if you're fighting for your life.
Yeah.
Volkanovski is the obvious. He's who you should bet on according to the numbers. Here's where my argument comes in. Max's striking is top tier, man. He's incredible. He's nice and long. Really,
Yeah.
he can get the job done in all 5 rounds. Those leg kicks are what got him in the last fight. He didn't think he was losing that fight. So what does that translate to? Is he going to come out and really try to bang and leave no question? That's the Max I think is going to come out. Who are you thinking in this one?
Well, to kind of counter that a little bit, everything I've heard out of Volkanovski, he's saying the same thing.
Yeah,
Volkanovski wants to come out and prove a point.
put him away.
He wants to finish this fight. He thinks, and he said, you can go listen to the interviews he's done lately. He wants to come out and prove a point. He didn't just win the last fight by chance. He wants to come out and finish Max, and he feels that that'll be the real notch on his mantle, so to speak. That'll really solidify his legacy, is finishing Max Holloway. And I kind of have to agree. I mean, have we ever really seen Max get finished?
In this weight class, it's been a while.
I mean, the guy's on a tear. Or he
he's-
was, anyway.
And I think he still is. I think this could, it has the potential to just be a little blemish in his career.
Yeah. 100%.
Because, I don't know, man, I've seen Max he has the ability of making really good fighters look new to the game. And I do say that a lot. There's a lot of people that do that. Those are the kind of guys that'll come out there on any given night and put on a show and make you, the $60 you spend is worth it.
Yeah.
Max is 100% one of those guys. I love watching him fight. The thing with Volkanovski, though, is he is powerful.
Yeah. He's tough, too, man. He's very
and-
tough.
And the thing that's the thing about Max. Tough as
Yeah.
nails.
Both of
man.
these guys.
It's going to be like the first one.
Yeah,
War.
I really think it will be. It'll be another war like the last one, I think.
So if you see here, Max lands about 44% of his punches, his significant punches. Volkanovski's at 57%. Max has had more fights, the number varies. They both land about the same significant strikes. Max takes a lot more strikes. Let's see, here are the numbers. That's a big gap, man, especially when you got a guy who can put you out like that.
Yeah.
It's hard. That's hard. So I think, who you betting on?
I'm going to take Volkanovski again. I think Volkanovski's going to do it. I don't think he's gotten complacent.
I don't either.
And I think he's ready to go and he wants to prove a point. But it is going to be hard to bet against Max because coming off a loss like that, losing your belt, that can really motivate somebody.
This is one I'm super in the middle on. I've seen a lot more of Max Holloway, and I've seen the dog he is, bro.
Yeah.
He wants to go to war with you.
Yeah. To be fair to you guys, I never thought I would bet against Max Holloway. Never thought I would. Didn't really bet against him in the Volkanovski fight the first time. But
which is why my pick is not against Max. You go, Max. You go win this freaking fight. Excuse me.
All right, so there you go. We're split on both of those fights. So, what, you want to move on to Jan and Aldo?
So this is where I get a little frustrated, right? You have the number 3 seed, number 6 seed fighting for the title. I don't understand why Aldo is number 6 in this weight class. I don't understand why he is fighting for a title. Let me explain. He just dropped weight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lost to Marlon Moraes. That's his only fight there.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he number 6 fighting for a title?
To be fair, Marlon was number 1. It still is, I think.
And for all you saying that Aldo won that fight, it wasn't. No, it was close. Could win either way. Marlon Moraes won the first round with a takedown, and through the whole fight he landed more strikes. The only thing Aldo had was ring control. Yeah, go on.
It wasn't a robbery, in other words. But I think Dana was kind of smart in putting Aldo in there
I agree.
because it draws interest. People know Jose Aldo. I mean, the dude's been in the sport forever. I mean, when's the last time you didn't hear about Jose Aldo?
And he's one of the best champions we've ever had.
Yeah, dominant, very dominant at 145? Yeah, 145. Went, what, like 10 years?
Yeah.
9 or 10 years? Never
9
lost a
years.
fight. Never lost a fight.
In this game is incredible.
Yeah, that's an accomplishment just in itself.
Yeah.
So I think bringing him in was what I think Dana's intentions were, to draw attention to that weight class, because you just have, your champion step away. I'll be honest with you guys, a lot of people don't know some of these other guys. They don't know your Peter Yans. They don't know your Aljamain Sterlings.
Yeah.
And when you draw in somebody that's familiar, somebody that your older hardcore fans have known for a long time, you draw that interest in.
Yeah.
And so if you put in Aldo and then you put in Jan, which, let's be honest, Jan's a rising star. He really is. Jan is a killer.
We'll get to that.
What he did to Uriah Faber hurt my heart, because I love watching Uriah Faber, and Uriah Faber is a fantastic person in and out of the cage. But
Big fan.
if Peter Yan gets over on Jose Aldo, that solidifies in everybody's mind Peter Yan's a champion.
Yeah.
You can't argue that Peter Yan is that good, because he won over one of the most dominant champions in UFC history. So to me, it's a good lineup. I think you need Jose Aldo for sure. I think Yan possibly could have been switched out, but I think he's just the guy that was available at the right time. I think it was more of a timing thing than it was who the opponent needed to be.
So what I wanted was kind of like a 4-man tournament. Jan and Aldo, and then Sterling and Marias. I'd like to see those 2 fights happen, and then the winner of each fight for the title. I understand that you can't have a vacant belt for that long. I get it. But I definitely think Sterling and Marias have a say in this. I think they should.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Marias did beat Aldo in their fight, so.
And you might not agree with me here. I'm gonna go out on a limb, but I don't think it's going out on a limb. I think Petr Yan destroys Jose Aldo. Let's talk about it, bro. Let's talk about it, bro.
Man. I don't know. I'm not gonna say that he's gonna destroy him, but I do think Yan comes out on top on this one. I do think that. As far as how close it's gonna be, that I can't say. I don't know. I think that depends a whole lot more on Jose Aldo than it does on Petr Yan, because I'm 100% sure Jan's gonna show up to bang. He's gonna be there. He's gonna be there all night long. The only question I have about Petr Yan is how he's gonna do with going the distance. If this gets taken into the deep waters, how is Petr Yan gonna hold up?
Aldo goes.
We know Aldo's gonna be there. We know that for a fact. We've seen it countless times. We haven't seen it out of Petr Yan.
Do you think Aldo survives long enough?
That's the question. I don't know.
I honestly believe Yan stops Aldo in under 3. Under 4. I think it could be 3rd round.
I can't argue. I really can't. I didn't think he was going to stop Uriah Faber, but he did.
And here's where my argument comes in. So, obviously, I've looked at a lot of numbers. I've been, I really wanted to make this podcast legit this week. We want to, bring you guys good information. So let's talk about it. Significant strikes per minute. Petr lands 5.7 with a 47% accuracy. 5.7, almost 6 significant strikes per minute is incredible.
Yeah, it's a good pace.
And let's be honest, Aldo gets hit a lot. He does. Aldo lands around 3.5 at 44% accuracy. Like I said, guys, it comes a lot into, your experience and things like that. But numbers talk, man. Stats talk. Aldo doesn't really go to the ground, and Petr, he shoots 2-3 takedowns per fight. Aldo defends it really well, so does Petr Yan. So I don't think the ground game is going to be as big of a play in this. I think it comes down to who's more powerful. Aldo only defends about 65%. Sorry about that, guys. I got a call and it stopped the video. We're working on getting a camera so this doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Like I said, man, I'm going Yan. I think he destroys Aldo.
I'm taking Yan too. Yeah. I don't know if he's going to destroy Aldo or not, but I think Yan comes out on top.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, guys, that's another episode of Out of the Cage podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like I said, man, leave a comment down below. Let us know. Follow us on Twitter. It is at AskOOTC. No, that's our email. So askootc@gmail.com. And then our Twitter is OutOfTheCage3, at OutOfTheCage3. Yeah, guys, we'd love to hear from you. We really want to make this a podcast that we communicate.
Yeah.
So give us a follow, give us a shout out. Make sure if you enjoy it, you let us know.
Yeah. Like, share, especially share.
Share.
We're trying to build this thing. We're trying to get out there. So if you like it, you enjoy it, share it with somebody that you think would be into it, and give us your feedback. Like I said earlier, we're trying to make this thing better and better. And as he was saying, we're working on getting equipment and stuff to try and make the viewing experience better. And yeah, just give us some feedback. Let us know what
Absolutely.
you think. If we can do anything better, or topics you want us to talk about, just let us know.
Absolutely. One more thing I wanted to go over. We're gonna try to post every Saturday. So Friday we're gonna be making posts throughout the week. But when you leave the comments, we're definitely gonna see them. We're definitely gonna check them out, guys.
Yeah,
Like I
especially now that we're not that big of a podcast. We don't get that many comments. It'd be very personal right now.
Right.
We'll definitely be able to communicate with you guys.
And shout out to you guys for getting all these likes on our Facebook page, man. We did not expect this to come so quick. We really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, we're doing a lot better than I thought. I didn't think we'd be where we're at. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and for giving us a follow and a like. We really appreciate it.
And shout out to Randy for leaving a comment on our YouTube.
Yeah, on our YouTube. Thanks, man.
Thank you,
We really
guys.
appreciate it.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.